My name is Conan Lea. I work at Valuta Tattoo in Indianapolis and on the road at great conventions and at Off the Map as a guest artist.
When did you start tattooing?
Started tattooing in 1999 in Cincinnati.
Why did you choose tattooing?
Say again?
Why did you choose to tattoo?
I chose to tattoo because I was out of the Marines trying to figure out what I was going to be as a grown-up. Didn't want to be a cop, didn't want to be a bouncer, and I thought I'd give it a hand.
How do all those things tie together? Marine, cop, bouncer, tattoo?
Didn't want to be a cop, just too belligerent. Marines made me tough and made me focused, I guess. Being an artist, didn't really get to do it the way I wanted to as a kid, and this was fast and crazy and fit my mentality at the time, so I gave it a whirl.
Do you ever find it hard to be a tattooer that's not heavily tattooed?
Only at shows when people look at you like, who's this dude? What a bitch.
But right now you have no visible tattoos.
That's correct. I live in kind of an uptight part of the country, and they're afraid of people with tattoos, so raising kids there, I just thought I'll get around to it later.
Do clients ever wonder why you're not tattooed?
No.
Heavier than you are?
No, they've been on the website and they've heard and they've seen the work, and that's really what they're into. If somebody's got a problem whether they can get tattooed by someone cooler than me with tattoos, I don't worry about it. There's lots of people cooler than me with great tattoos.
So what's your style?
That's the question. I don't really have one yet. I like clean work. I've got this crazy thing I started out doing where somebody comes into the street shop I started in and be like, I don't know, what do you want? I'll draw something up. And then I've been doing that since. So I haven't quite picked a style. I was at the Worldwide Tattoo Conference a couple of years ago, got some good pointers from Guy and Jeff and James Kern about eliminating the works from my repertoire and portfolio that I don't want to do and leaving the ones I do, and then saying, hey, who wants this? So I still haven't got around to that exactly. It's kind of what I do, the tattoos that people want, I think. You know, I try not to make it about me. I'd love to have a style, but until I do, tell me what you want, I'll study it and see if I can figure it out. It keeps it fun too. You know, I'm always limber.
So you mentioned the Worldwide Tattoo Conference. Do you think continuing education is important?
I've been tattooing almost 15 years and I still pay lots of money to go get educated by my contemporaries. I go on the road a few times a year to take great seminars and even painting workshops and that sort of thing. And I like to spend my money doing it. It keeps me limber. Like I've been tattooing a long time and there are guys coming up that are better than me fucking 2 years in the game, and I got a lot to learn. So I love more education, love the Paradise Gatherings because I can go there and learn from my fellow artists and everybody's in such a mood to share. Yeah man, I'm in.
You got any of that kind of stuff coming up in the coming year?
Yep, I'll be at the I'll be at the Paradise Gathering, New Mexico 2015. Gonna try to get to the one in Italy 2016, if that's gonna go down, which I think it actually officially is. And I'll go to the Illustrator Masterclass next week.
Yeah, what's that all about?
It is it's kind of hard to believe. Some of the world's best illustrators get together and they offer standard mortals a chance to paint alongside them and learn how to be great illustrators and painters. And some of the big names are Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell, Donato Giancola, Ian McKegg, like, you know, the inventor of Darth Maul, not a big deal. Mike Mignola, inventor of Hellboy. So we're there locked in with them, learning from them. And they bring in great science fiction editor, magazine, or science fiction book editors to guide us.
Is this something you've done before?
Did that last year, just after my guest spot with Off the Map Northeast last year.
Did it affect your tattooing at all?
Immediate game changer. I immediately felt like I'm not cool for drawing things on the body. I'm not cool for, I mean, it has its place, but do the work, do the research. If you want your work to stand out, spend more time in preparation. And I also learned that I can't paint very well, but they told me I should stick with it because I've got the metal. So.
So you're tattooing a rib piece right now.
Yeah, man.
How do you help clients manage pain?
give them the music they like, pat them up, comfort them up, lots of pillows, talk real sweet to them, and tell them in advance that like I have a famous light hand, which I kind of try to, and they believe you. And if they believe you, most of it's in the head.
It's all a magic trick?
I think so, yeah. And at my home studio, it's all wrapped in prettiness and smooth music.
So other than tattooing, what else are you into?
I'm a dad, man. I try to be a really good dad. I love being a dad. I do that. It's not super sexy to lots of people, but it's my favorite thing pretty much. Aside from that, I got a good woman. I try to take care of her. And I built apps, a couple.
You want to tell us about your apps?
Yeah, I built the tattoo release form app for iPad. The idea being that it, in super chic fashion, anybody downloads it on their iPad, comes with a bunch of free forms to use, so you get the hang of it. And
what's it for?
Sits in your lobby. It's all sexy. It's got a slideshow of your works. You badge it from the inside with your personal or studio logo. Load it with your own clauses. Your clients walk up, photograph their own ID, sign with a finger. The artist walks up, does the same, signs with a finger, adds some artist notes about inks and needles, and then when they hit upload, it flies to a cloud, your own cloud, like the one that you set up from your Google Drive or your Dropbox, and it just works. You download it, it just works. And the piercing one we're just weeks from the piercing one going live.
So what are one of the pros to using this app?
The number one pro is it immediately eliminates all of the waste of paper that we don't want to waste trees on release forms. It's pointless. So we use a lot of paper in this business, and we like to imagine we're earth friendly, so this is another way for us to not kill trees making tattoos. No more paper, no more storage of release forms on premises. Most shops, by law, have to keep them on premises for 2 to 7 years. These are stored in the cloud. A standard Gmail address comes with enough storage to store 15,000 release forms for free. They're searchable, they're online, they're in PDF format. It's affordable, it's always cheaper than paper, like no matter how you cut it, and it just sits in the lobby, and it just works. So the shops that are picking it up, we're getting love letters from them all over the place about, well, how it just works. It replaces all the silly.
Where can someone check it out?
What's that?
Where can somebody check it out if they're interested?
They can go on to tattooreleaseforms.com or protectingyouFromHaters.com, and they can read all about it. We have a YouTube channel with usage videos, how it's done. You can download it from the Apple Store for free through an iPad. You cannot see it on an iPhone because Apple won't let you see iPad apps through an iPhone, which makes sense. But they can download it for free, put it through the paces, talk to shop managers about it, add a bunch of artists in it, delete them, try to break it, and build inside of it is a support function where you send a message, my phone pings. Like it's just me and one other guy built the app. So download it from the Apple Store. If you have an iPad, it just works. No more paper, no more printing, no more storage, no more signatures. The Board of Health comes in, you set them down in front of your computer and go, voila. My favorite part, return clients. They search for themselves at the top, artist authorizes the search. The client signs back in. If nothing's changed, they sign again with a finger, 10 seconds. So it takes 3 to 5 minutes the first time, just like paper does. After that.
So was it hard to develop an app and be a full-time tattooer and a dad and traveling?
It was all of that. I thought I was a lot tougher and cooler and more organized than I was, and it kicked my ass. Like, I just am not made for that. I just want to tattoo now. I just want to paint. I just want to be with my kids. I just want to build a good app. So I try to do all of it really well, and it was hard. I'm not going to whine. Not much of a whiner. But yeah, I guess I was grumpy. My girls at home say they don't like app building dad very much. Yeah, but it's paying off now, and the response from our tattoo community is really good. Profits are coming in, that's a nice feeling, and the feedback that we get from tattooers makes us, if you want it, like it might be in the next version. That's how fast we're turning it around. But we're turning a version around every 2 weeks damn near. So it's been great, and I want everybody to use it.
So you got a pretty interesting looking machine in your hand. What is that?
Dude, this is a dear, beautiful thing. This is Tramp's new rotary, the Welker iron. I use this and I use Neotat exclusively when I'm not using coils, but I've tried not to use coils for a few years to see if I could find the right rotaries to replace them. And this is amazing. Yes, I chose pink. Yes, Tramp did not think that was very funny.
Of course he thought it was funny.
You know, he's kind of a giggly, warm, fuzzy guy, so.
What?
Yeah, right?
It's not the Tramp I know.
Right, exactly. But I love it. It's crazy and it's lean and it's fast and it's quiet. And
So why rotaries?
I jumped on the rotary revolution like 4 years ago to see if there was anything to it. And I started with cheap Chinese machines, and then whatever I could get my hands on. I had a couple of other big name machines like custom built for me, and nothing worked. So I was using my coils with them, but it's a quieter experience for the client, and I know that the sound wears on their mind. In 7-8 hour sessions, that screaming machine in their ear wears them down. So that alone is worth it. And I have a quiet private studio, so it goes a long way to keeping somebody happy in the chair. Plus they're lighter. Tattooing's hell on the hands and on the body, and I didn't want to hurt my hands. So I just watched the evolution of it, and Ray put out the Neotat, and that blew me away. Like that's been my baby. And Tramp's been working on one. I know he's put a lot of time and money into it to evolve his own without ripping anybody off. And he asked me to give it a whirl. So he gifted me this one, and I put it through the paces, and it's a wonder.
Ray's one of our sponsors.
Ray's amazing.
What do you think of his machines?
I love them.
How come?
They're bulletproof. They don't break. You can't hurt them. They don't stop running ever. You can essentially text him and he'll fix there must be an app for it. You lay your Neotat on the iPad and it's better. And it's one man and his family behind the product, and that means a lot to me. I know that he's always going to be there. And I took a lot of cues from him on starting my app business for tattoo artists, and how you need to service them and be there for them if you're going to build something. And then when they give you feedback, listen to them and build a better machine. I love Ray's machines. I've been using them for 4 years, since they were little toasters, you know?
So what are some of the other challenges you face as a tattooer?
My greatest one is work-life balance and not giving in to moving into my shop. I'm busy. I always have a waiting list. I even quit taking a waiting list. I'm lucky that tattooing came along in my time when I was doing it, so I could live at work and do great tattoos and make the money and enjoy the lifestyle, but that doesn't raise little girls. So I go home and I'm there and I don't want to leave them. So ultimately, for me, it's the work-life balance, like trying not to get a big head, trying not to blow my money, trying not to, I want to be there for my kids and my girl. So work-life balance, that's the one for me. And I'm obsessed with anything that wastes time and energy, and that's why I built the apps. That's no joke. I'm obsessed, the huge, ridiculous piles of paper and trying to enter people's information into your CRM. The app does that too. It's ridiculous.
Do you think being a Marine has influenced you in that way?
I think it made me, definitely. I can't just go to bed knowing that I left something fucked up and it's gonna eat me later. I've got to get up and fix it. And I don't leave messes for my friends, and I refuse to have my teeth kicked in, which you think I'd learned by now. It's okay to have your teeth kicked in sometimes. But yeah, it taught me to stay at it. That's for sure.
So do you have any plans for yourself as far as getting more tattoos?
Yeah, man. I just missed Corey Ferguson. He'll be here next week at Off the Map.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm going to collect a lot of that black work, dot work, sacred geometry stuff. I've always wanted it, and it's time. I'm going to try to get Matt Driscoll to bang out one of those. Yeah, big image work too, projected on my body style big image. I like that. And black and gray. I like to dive, and I don't want to try to fight color in the sun, so.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years. Tattooing still, probably in better shape. I'm gonna have to be to keep the machine going. I see myself traveling the world tattooing. My girl and I are pretty much selling everything and going on the road when our youngest daughter goes off to college.
So you're not going to stay in Indy?
No, I'm not staying in Indy. No offense, Indy. We're probably going to start in Thailand, like Bali, somewhere. We're out. I'm going to travel the world. Got a tattoo out there at least once at Off the Map Italy. I'm so freaking pumped about that. Yeah. And ideally, I'll be servicing great apps for the tattoo industry.
Well, any parting words?
Parting words. Please try my app. Check it out. Free to download. It does not suck. Tattoo release forms for iPad. Android is coming. Piercing release forms for iPad. Android is coming. Find custom tattooers to do your work with good reputations. And go forth and be awesome.
Thanks, Conan.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Ben.
Right on, man.